the board, we'll allow 3 minutes per speaker. Any public comment? Oh, yes.
I'm Chrissy Fields. I want to congratulate you. Do I need to give you my address? I want to congratulate you on your much improved effort to educate voters about the levy request. Fabulous work. I want to encourage you guys strongly to reach out to areas where we might be able to capture additional voters. That school levy passed. We have to go meet those people who are going to say yes. Those people might not be at your levy meetings. We need to go to school events. We need to talk to staff. We need to coordinate at the library. We need to get in touch with the people who said yes to the school. They are not here today. Maybe a couple of them are. As a resident, I want you to know that my interest is somewhat biased. Obviously, I'm Austin's mom, I'm Corbin's mom, I'm Hudson's mom, I'm Vic's mom. My husband was a volunteer. My interest is biased, and I think that it is biased in a very reasonable way, in that I have never received complaints about the service that our EMS providers provide. I want to support that. We have a solid EMS history in this family. You're going to hear me talk about it at the top of my lungs between here and May, because I want people to know that when you're in an emergency, when your family is over for a barbecue and your freaking propane grill explodes and you've got 3 grandkids that need to be transported down to Boise, I want you to know that strong, capable people, residents who live here and need to be able to make a living in order to serve you, are going to show up. I think that's all. Family vacation season's coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Chrissy.
I have a quick question.
Can you state your name?
Jason Solomon from Correspondence. This is not my statement because you went out of order. So 3 or 4 is public participation, about 5 consent agenda, and 6 correspondence before 7 public comment.
I'm happy to make my comments again. We need to redo it.
I'm just curious, are you going out of order, or I'll speak now if you want the public comment now.
Do we have any other public comment
I do.
on any agenda item? No. Okay. Consent agenda items. Consent agenda items will be enacted upon by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on items unless the board member, staff, or member of the public requests removal of the item for separate action. Minutes. Review, amend, approve the minutes. And expenditures, we put that together in one consent agenda item. Make a motion to approve the consent agenda items. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence. This wasn't any written correspondence, but I would like to at least acknowledge the auxiliary for their efforts with spaghetti feed. I think it was a it was a very positive event. The food was great. People seemed to have a good time. And thank you for the firefighters who helped out and helped smooth and stuff. So I wanted to recognize you guys for that. Okay. Now, public comment. This part of the meeting is reserved for people wishing to address the board on any matter not on the agenda. Name and address shall be stated for the record prior to addressing the board. Any matter that requires board action will be referred to staff or board member for recorded action subsequent board meeting.
Okay. Jason Solomon, 21 Schoolhouse Gulch. Try to read this a little dark in here. I would like for this record to be put into meeting minutes, and I'll give you copies of this afterwards. I want to say thank you to the fire department for donating the use of the fire hose for the snowmaking up at Terrace Lakes for special events. It couldn't have happened without that. Thank you. So the Garden Valley financials, the health of the fire department. I really can't see this in this light. So, is
Oh my God, those things are like, yeah. There you go.
this okay?
Take your hat off. You can see better.
Sorry, so, all right, so this information that I'm presenting is from public records and our general knowledge of the fire department. The January 23 apparatus report shows that several pieces of equipment are already very old. For example, engine 804 is a 92 Pierce Rescue 831, which has since been sold, and an older water tender. And I'm just going to summarize this because I really can't see this with this light. So, a concern with engine 804 came from back in 2023. It failed the pump test. It was overheating. They did another pump test. It failed. The engine was then made into the rescue after an 831 was sold. I've been looking through the meeting minutes, trying to find all the discussions and stuff like that of an apparatus replacement. The pump on engine 804, at the time, the estimate was about $8,000 to repair it, and the chief did veto that repair. So as far as I can tell from meeting minutes, nothing has been done there. In the town hall meeting, Battalion Chief Lang stated that 804 responds as a rescue to like Highway 55 with the ambulance. And so the question is, and with NFPA, is on auto accidents, you need to have fire suppression. So is 804 being used for fire suppression on auto accidents with a pump that's failed the test? So, you don't have to answer that now. I'd love to get some more information on that.
I have a question, if I
Yes.
can interrupt you for a second. What did you say was the last date on the pump test?
It was in 2023.
Thanks.
And I haven't seen anything new as far as the pump being repaired. There was discussion of replacement rigs. There was a $20,000 engine in Caldwell that was in rough shape. We decided not to get it. They talked about a mini pumper coming out of New York for $130,000. I don't know if they just didn't win the bid or what, as a possible solution. But basically, all of this has just kind of been not talked about anymore. We can divide the department up two ways, labor and equipment, and you need both to do your job. So one can't do their job without the other. So, let's see. So I've created a spreadsheet for a rough estimate budget to go forward for the next 8 to 10 years on equipment, because the capital investment fund has been depleted. It's been paying about $63,000 a year, which is a lease on the ambulance and the new tender. So one is paid off next year, the other in 29. So I haven't seen things that were stated in here for replacement. We have a YouTube channel now that's live, and I will hand these out. But a lot of my time was taken up. While I was trying to work.
We're good, you got 3 seconds.
Okay.
You got 2 seconds.
So I'll hand these out. These will be on our website. So our YouTube channel has like the town hall video on that. Thanks.
No, I gave him extra time because I interrupted.
Okay, sorry. I
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
trying to be fair.
Old and ongoing business.
Bill, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I just think it's important to clarify that those funds, the capital reserve funds, they weren't depleted. Our elected officials voted to utilize those reserve funds for a pilot program, and I think it's important to reiterate that.
Dennis Ross, 25 Tamarack Court. That response, I was one of the people, I was a board member at the time that voted for that as a test. That test has been 3 years now, and those funds, there has been nothing done at that time. In fact, when I voted for it, it's in the minutes, that I said we would probably be needing 11 to cover those. Nothing's been done since that time.
I have a question.
Yes, Mike?
If you were on that group and you voted for a test and you're a commissioner, why did you not install a sunset date? Because normally when you do a test, you would put a sunrise and a sunset date, and then you would test the financial data to see whether it was worthy or not, and what the cost-benefit analysis, what did that show? So why was that not done? You were the commissioner then.
I was one of the commissioners, and it was not, that was.
It wasn't your fault, it was somebody else's?
No, I'm not, obviously, I was one of the commissioners, Mike, so that, agree that that should have been done. It was not.
There's nothing in the minutes about you even questioning that. There is that somebody else has to come up with a budget or somebody has to come up with a levy, but
Well. that's
I'm just
correct.
curious.
No,
I like to ask a lot of questions because I want to know who's going to actually stand up and tell what their part was and take the credit. So, because I don't want people misled,
you're right.
okay?
Again, I was the commissioner at the time. I voted for it. At that same time, I said that we would be needing a levy, okay? That was the end of it. Soon after that, I left the board.
But at no time did you put in a sunset date to protect any of the funds.
Nor did the person that proposed it. And I did not question this.
I think we got the answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Old and ongoing business, grant award vehicle update.
Yeah, I can do that.
Take that, Austin.
So we finally took delivery of the new quick response vehicle. Again, all but $109-ish were paid for through the grant. So we're working on installing radios and some decals and stuff like that. So I hope to have it in service in the next couple of weeks.
Good job.
Thank you.
And again, that was paid for by a grant. So, brand new command vehicle, that's awesome. You guys got hold of that grant. Okay, record request fee schedule update, 8.2. Chief?
I have not had any feedback yet from Big Ray on that. He's still working on that. I sent him a couple other options and some other fee schedules that we could implement into our overall fee schedule. So he's still working on that right now.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, sub-district 3 commissioner replacement, I'll take that one. I wanted to introduce Mike Dolan, and waited to hear, I was gonna do it in the beginning, but this seemed like the appropriate place. And for those of you that don't know him, I'm gonna talk about him a little bit. He's a Navy veteran, and had a career in air traffic control, now retired. Doing air traffic control in Washington, Idaho, Alaska, Nevada, and helped run the second busiest TRAPCON in the US and California. His skills, he comes from a safety background, complex problem solving, management. He handled a $41 million budget. Worked on labor relations, grievance resolutions, just to name a few things. So, as far as this board is concerned, I thought he was a very good fit to give us some balance and some greater oversight. Not been involved with the department, so he's got fresh eyes and brings some new perspectives with all the experience that he's got in working with even larger communities to help move the department forward. So, welcome, Mike Dolan.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say or add, and that was just a short.
I will always challenge for excellence. And I think I was raised by cops, so I tend to ask a lot of questions. I've been in this community for 10 years. Actually, in September, it'll be 10 years for those that want a real ticker tape. And I've just worked hard to try to be a good neighbor. And I think it's, my wife may think I'm nuts, but I think it's time to try to give back to the community. And I think the ladies, the auxiliary, I don't know if it's the ladies auxiliary, excuse me if I step on myself here, but I want to say that what you guys did was phenomenal, and it was a great first start. And I think that there's a place for business meetings. And I also am a firm believer that those that yell the loudest are on the weakest ground. Okay? And I will always challenge for excellence. So if anybody doesn't like that, then replace me. So, all right. But thank you for the opportunity, and I'm really proud of this group of people that I'm working for. So I'm learning. I'm being fed by a fire hose. So that's all I have. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for stepping up. Okay, Starlink proposal update.
Yeah, we temporarily, the plan is to install that in the new quick response vehicle. It's temporarily being used in Unit 4. That's been working great so far. We used it this morning to make a call while on a call. So, yeah, pretty great so far.
And you just told me before the meeting that you ended up getting it at a discounted price, for less than we had approved it for. And it's up and operational and going to be a much better service, especially in the canyons and stuff. So,
Yep.
all right. Okay, Chief and staff reports.
Okay, thank you, sir. The month of February, 13 alarms. Average response time is 15 minutes. And for training, we call them optional modules, but we currently have 21 EMTs on our department, so we're working on getting them IV. Well, we have to get them certified by the state. IV intravenous fluids, that we can give those intraosseous to where we can gain access through one of the bones for quick access fluids, airways, all those things. It kind of used to be a step between EMT and paramedic. They'd have EMT specialists where they could do some of the things, but they couldn't really do a lot of medications and stuff, so we've been working on those. Working on some of our new EMTs, get them up to speed on transporting patients. So we do mock scenarios here at the station to where they have to call in a radio report and kind of, go through the steps of transport down to Boise. So we've been doing that. Extrication training, and some fire simulations and talking about SOGs and stuff like that. No new updates for the stations. All the stations are doing good, all the infrastructure is doing fine. Also like to let everybody know that, so it'd be March 13th at the Senior Center for our next town hall meeting, so I hope everybody can come to that and participate.
It's going to be at 5:30.
5:30, yes, sir. And with that, nothing else to add, I'll turn it back over to the commissioner.
Have any new business? No new business?
New business, I'll be starting our new ISO evaluation rating April 1st. So that'll be, I'm excited about it because I think we're gonna lower our ISO rating for the citizens of Garden Valley. We put a lot of good things and checks and balances with how we do training, our response times, how we hydrant map up to date and stuff like that, so all that'll be really favorably towards the fire department. And with that, the ISO rating goes down, so does your insurance cost for your home, so I'm very pleased with getting that started.
Chief, I'm anticipating a question, what does ISO mean?
Yes, thank you.
The Insurance Rating Bureau, so they go to all the fire departments and there's like 10 different steps that they rate. Dispatch, how your communications are, your training records, how you keep track of those.
Staffing.
What's that?
Staffing.
Yeah, staffing's another one.
How often is it evaluated?
Every 3 to 4 years, they'll
And
get
you're
with-
proactively requesting that evaluation? Or
uh,
it's standard?
no, I did last year, but they said that we will be in contact with us this year, so they contacted me this spring. And we're gonna get started on that April 1st.
So that can reduce our insurance.
What's that?
Can that reduce our insurance rates?
Absolutely. So,
I have 2 questions.
Sure.
On the ISO rating, you covered one part of it, but does that also, does that have any impact on these people that are getting the letter that says that they can't continue with their current insurance company, or they're being dropped because of fire issues?
theoretically, no.
Okay.
But, I mean, we've also been going out doing risk assessments. We've done like 3 risk assessments at residents' houses because they've been going through the same thing, so. It can help, but they're not necessarily tied together in any way, shape, or form. Insurance companies can say, we're not going to, you guys are in a high fire risk area, we're not gonna cover you. And there's really no recourse to that other than,
And the insurance company's the one that says,
yeah.
okay. Second,
So this ISO, so it's like when insurance companies are gonna, you build a new house up here or whatever else, the insurance company will reach out to the ISO raters and say, hey, what's their rating in Garden Valley? And then they'll do their little abacus or whatever, and they'll figure out how much that costs for your specific property, and yeah, so.
and, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
This last question, I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun here, was, it commences on April 1, that April Fool's Day, but how long does this process take to complete the ISO rating?
Probably be 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
For us to do this, so there's a bunch of different paperwork and stuff that we have to send them, and then they'll come out and do a walkthrough inspection with us, go drive around, just hydrants. See how much pressure comes out of them. We're gonna try to knock some of those out too for the insurance company, so we can get this done quicker, and they'll come out, just put eyes on everything and make sure that we're, saying what we're doing and doing what we're saying, kind of thing, so.
Which fosters one more question for me, because I don't know. So if it takes 90 days to complete it, and they come out and they evaluate it, and then is there a time frame for them to respond with their findings on the ISO? How long does it take them to issue what the rating is?
It could be anywhere from a couple of weeks to, 4 weeks, month.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thank you.
just a typical government speed.
Thank you.
What's our current rating, chief?
What's that? I'm
Our current rating?
Well, there's 2 different ratings. Here in town, it's a 6, and then when you get up towards Station 3, up past Scriber Creek, it turns into an 8. Yeah, the lower the, I mean, there's only a couple, maybe 2, 3 departments in the entire country that are a 1, but they got more money and personnel and resources than you can imagine, so.
So these ISO ratings public compared to the other rural fire districts?
Yes, yeah, they're, yep. Sure.
Any other new business? Question?
I have a question about the town hall meeting.
Is it just about the levy or are they gonna cover the, okay.
Just
Because I was, then maybe perhaps in the future, new business, could you talk about wildfire preparation for upcoming season?
Yeah, absolutely. We can add that to the.
What we can do, what you're doing.
for homeowners.
Yep.
That time of year.
For the next commissioners meeting?
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Or town hall, whichever you think is more appropriate.
Wildfire Town Hall is great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That'd be great to have a wildfire,
A separate town hall for the wildfire.
like in the evening, early evenings, so more people can come
Okay.
and create a set.
Thanks, thanks for clarifying that one. Go ahead.
I just want to let you guys know we have a new member of the Garden Valley Chamber. His name is Dakota Stallion, and he is a Boise native or an Idaho native, and he specializes in coverage for people who are losing their insurance due to fire coverage. So if anybody wants his info, it's on the chamber website. He's a new member for us.
Okay, one more time in a big voice.
Slower.
Slower, please.
Dakota Stallion is a new chamber, Garden Valley Chamber member. He is based in Horseshoe Bend, but he is an Idaho native and specializes in coverage for people who have lost coverage due to fire issues. So if anyone wants his information, it's on the Garden Valley Chamber website.
Thank
He's a
you.
new member for us.
Okay, well, we kind of did 11 requests for future agenda items. All right, that's fine.
Can I add one for next agenda? Apparatus committee update that was created in 2023.
Thank you.
With that, we'll call the meeting adjourned at 2:28. Thank you all for coming.